Greetings, movie enthusiasts. So last night I attended the advanced screening of Underworld Blood Wars, and here's what I have to say about it. Underworld Blood Wars is a 2016 or 2017, if you're in the US, action horror film directed by Anna Forster and written by Corey Goodman, and is the fifth installment in the Underworld franchise. Kate Beckinsale reprises her role as Selene, the vampire death dealer, as she continues her struggle against the Lycan clan and the vampire faction that betrayed her. I certainly could do a spoiler-free review, but I felt that in doing so I would have been unable to say with accuracy why this film was such a disappointment. I had been anticipating this movie for months and leapt at the chance to see the advanced screening, and now that it's over I'm feeling as though I wasted my money and my excitement, and it has left me deflated. As a true fan of the Underworld series, it pains me to say Underworld Blood Wars is to date the worst film in the series. The opening and closing narrations are very vague and almost cryptic, leaving you scratching your head, with the end scene and narration leaving you to believe a sixth film is on the horizon. I will also state now that I saw this film in 3D, and I 110% do not recommend anyone choose to go and see this film in 3D. The 3D option for this film did not elevate it in any way, shape or form. It was entirely unnecessary, and in fact actually hurt this film. Because of the 3D elements, most of the special effects, especially those in the fight scenes, looked abysmal. So bad you'd think I had done it on my laptop. FYI, if you hadn't noticed, I suck at special effects. Selene, who has been the main protagonist for 3 out of 4 of the previous films, is actually more of a secondary character in this film. Most of the light was kept on fellow vampire David, played by Theo James. More of his backstory, which is unknown to him, is revealed in this film, which I can't tell whether it was necessary or not, but it happened. It is revealed that former vampire elder Amelia, who died in the first film, was his mother. This seems like a very poor way to string the films together. Nevertheless, his character was very up front and center, even having the best fight scene. The fight scene between David and vampire council member Samira, played by Lara Pulver, was the best fight of the film. I was expecting all the fight scenes, especially the fight choreography, to be elevated in this installment to wow level, but it never really happened. Only briefly did I get my wish while watching David and Samira. Their vampire on vampire fight was brilliantly done, impeccably choreographed, and very entertaining. I just wish all of the fights had been that good. Majority of the battles in this film either involved swordplay or an increase in machinery, neither one looking very interesting or impactful. There are multiple storylines going on during this film, with everyone having their own agendas. Samira, who seeks more power and will kill her own to obtain it. Marius, played by Tobias Menzies, the new Lycan leader, who seeks the blood of Selene's daughter Eve. David, who seeks to claim his place as the new and rightful leader of the Eastern Vampire clan. And then there's Selene, whose only agenda I think was to just not die. This was far too much. Too many plots going on at once, and betrayal everywhere you turned. Neither really standing out and neither really adding up. David's storyline was sudden and unexpected, and while allows for a proper conclusion to this chapter in the series, it still feels just a tad forced. Samira, who has popped up out of nowhere, you'd think someone so power-hungry would have been brought up sooner. So her character alone was a bit of a stretch. Marius was definitely the worst addition to the film, while previous Lycan leader Lucian, played by Michael Sheen, had a very clear and understandable reason for his war, that being revenge for the death of his love many years ago. The Lycan's new leader doesn't have a clear or understandable objective. He has started a war, united the Lycans, and nearly wiped out the vampires, but for reasons that are never made known. We know he craves power as well, but that seems like a separate agenda. Selene's storyline felt very flat and pointless. It had no real direction, no drive, no purpose. She was just there because people expected her to be, but she was never given a platform to stand on, and that fact alone hurt this film greatly. Many fans were asking since the previous film, will we see more of Eve? Will Michael and Selene be reunited? In fact, everyone seemed to be really wanting to see their reunion. So it is with deep sadness I say that will never be happening. During Celine's final battle with Marius, she accidentally tastes his blood and sees his memories. In them, it is revealed that Marius abducted Michael from cryostasis and killed him, draining him of his blood, which he has been dosing himself with to get stronger, and why he wants Eve's blood. So, sorry folks, there is no happily ever after for this couple, as Michael is dead, and we never even get to see it happen. Not only is this a kick in the teeth for fans, but it does not add up with the final scenes in Underworld Awakening. In the end of the film, we are told that Michael awoke and escaped, but in Blood Wars, through Marius's memories, it appears that they took him from the facility and proceeded to kill him and take his blood. Eve's character was talked about a lot in this film, yet any scenes that she featured in were all flashbacks, except for the final 15 seconds when she reappears. How, I'm not sure, but it certainly gives reason to believe there might be a sixth film. Once again, something the fans were really wanting to see, they don't get to see, and it's just flaunted at you the whole time, which is very infuriating. I did enjoy the costumes in this film. I also enjoyed that they created symmetry in these costumes by having one clan in all black and another in all white, even their hair. It's clear that one clan is prone to fighting while the other is peaceful, though well trained, and so the obvious difference in their appearance helped reflect that, which made things a little more interesting. Celine undergoes yet another evolution in this film, and while it is certainly impressive and definitely makes her more powerful and gifted, which leads to some other interesting elevations, which I will not mention, it does confuse me. It is never clearly explained how this evolution occurs or why it results in the effects it does. They started to explain it, but I never felt they completely did. The physical side of how it occurs is present, but the understanding behind it is not. Overall, this film was just a mess, I hate to say. While it had the occasional moment that I enjoyed and that pulled focus in a good way, those moments were too few and far between to allow them to save the film in its entirety. I am still a fan of the franchise, and being that it is a franchise, that is the only reason I would watch this again, because other than that, there is not much to make me rush out for a take 2. Again, I stress not watching it in 3D, as it does no favours to this film. For all the reasons I have mentioned, I give this film 2.5 out of 5 crystal balls. Thank you for watching this review, and don't forget to subscribe and like this video. Or not, that works too. Until next time, bye.